Welcome to the Wrestle Camp broadcast group where Sean keeps forgetting to do stuff like start the live broadcast before starting the intro. Drew is grabbing his tea. You got the vampire. You got Austin, our newest crew member. We got Richard. And wait, that way. Down there is Mark. This is really weird.
No, he went that way.
So we had a little bit of fun tonight. Our first topic of discussion we wanted to talk about was things that you're thankful for, because I know that not everybody in the world does Thanksgiving, but it's a time of year to talk about thankfulness. And one of the things I posted recently was a thank you to, basically from 20 on, I was into gaming. And I met a group of people that the sister was a big cosplayer at Dragon Con. And their family does the Dragon Con convention every year as a family. So the one sister had a kid, we called her the Chinese gold farmer when she was in the womb. Because at that time, if you were in EverQuest or World of Warcraft, you came across people that went, ni hao, and then gave you a link to buying gold. So we teased her that she was raising the Chinese gold farmer for herself. And she had the kid, and she had two kids. And for years, every year, they went to Dragon Con. And so we were in a discussion before, Facebook Live, Facebook where you could talk, video chat, where TeamSpeak was the only thing. And you could only have like 4 to 5 people in TeamSpeak talking at once. And we use it for pulling or small groups. But we were sitting there talking, me, her, and another guy, and she posts the picture of her sister in what I'm going to describe as belts as a costume. It was 2-inch leather strapping. That's all she was wearing. I looked at her. I was like, are you sure your sister wants you to show that to random males on the internet? And she said, well, if she'll wear it to Dragon Con, I can show it to anybody I want. And I became friends with her sister through chat and stuff. And she did one of the first Poison Ivy costumes I ever saw, where it looked like the 80s Poison Ivy. But at Star Wars 6 in Orlando, her and her husband did a crossover, Harley and Joker, as Slave Leia and Luke. They were the first. She was the first to do that crossover. So I posted. I said, "Thanks for this. Thanks for Starfleet. I finally am doing cosplay, which I've loved watching artists and stuff like that, and it gave me a creative outlet. So now I have 3 different cosplays." And if I ever have money and time, I'm working on 2 more, including the actual TOS shirt, which I do have the materials for. And then I'm going to make the Florida Man Klingon costume, which will include the snuff can in the back pocket of the black jeans, the cigarette in the pouch, the cane fishing pole weapon, and flip-flops. So my whole thing is your cosplay is your cosplay. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be screen accurate. Just go out and have fun. And that's what this family showed me over almost 20 years of watching them do cosplay. So that was my one thing I posted as a thankful thing. Anybody else have something to share? Oh, there's somebody comment. Hey. Uh-oh. I don't know who this is. So I think I've seen this idea before. Which idea? Fulfilling
Being
its.
thankful near Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's a Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Yeah.
After one of the After Dark shows, Steve, Russell, and I talked about it because all three of us had heard of it before.
The cosplay.
What's under it?
Ah. And like I said, it was one of those things of I was happy that I finally. Yeah, you have to go to www.streamyard.com/Facebook and authorize it. Yeah, the Star Wars matchup. So the first time it showed up, I can look it up, was at Star Wars 6, that particular matchup. And Slave Harley. And after that, every major cosplayer that I followed, nope, that's not what I'm looking for.
But Harley Quinn Star Wars.
Oh, cool. How you doing, Drac? I think that's Josiah.
Yeah.
If you want to come on, you're welcome.
Yes.
Since we have
I'm
no
trying to find because she did it, and then I saw like 10 other ones. I had to find it.
Yeah. You want
Do I have to?
only if you want to.
But like I said, her costumes and she was a dancer and stuff like that was one of those things of it inspired me in a way that I was like, I would love to do this type of cosplay. Never thought to myself that I as a 300-pound guy is going to be able to do cosplays. Albums. And her husband do stilt walking and balloons. There it is. Wait. No, that's not the right one. Okay. I really wish I could find it.
I was reading the thing.
Oh well.
Our odds are we wish you could find it too.
Okay, that didn't pull it up. What was that called? Was it Star Wars Fan 6? Mark, you would know. Was it Star Wars? What was that con called?
Star Wars Celebration. And that was Celebration 6.
The sad part is I looked this up the other week and found it easily.
Now,
But you need it now. Therefore,
Yeah.
It's for hiding.
Okay, so while I try and find this, any other fun things? I know last night a mini After Dark happened.
Oh.
And Steve said that he's going to try and start doing it weekly again. I can find every other Harley but that one.
Every other Harley, all 500 million.
501. At least get it right.
Well, I can do this one. It shows the basic thing. It doesn't show the full costume, but it will work.
Here we go.
So her and her husband did both and went around Star Wars Celebration 6 as this costume. Within a month, every top cosplayer made the same costume. And we're like, don't you love my new costume? Never going, the first one was this one.
I'll take your word for it. None of the ones that I follow really, I've never seen that on any of them. And several of them I've been following for a decade. So,
but
I've never seen
the
it.
one thing I didn't expect was she thanked me for giving her credit. She said, I never expected anybody thinks that way of my cosplays because she just does it for fun. She does it. She's done go-go dancing and stuff like that to pay bills, but she does stilt work at like baseball games and parades and stuff, does parties, but she never thought seeing her do cosplays would affect. So those people that you really like to be fans of, there is the creepiness thing of going on the fan page and going, oh, I love you. But sometimes the right compliment helps out.
You know, I love your work. Don't give up. It's fantastic. That usually goes far.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I definitely know that I follow a huge amount of cosplayers of various kinds, and obviously they all have various different kinds of work and theory, and some of them, do more adult themed things, and some of them do burlesque, and some of them do nothing like that. And to each their own. And I enjoy all of their quality. And in the cases of those who have character work.
Yeah.
Not every cosplayer does character work, right? Whereas some people do character work. Right. So
now I remember where we met Richard, that gentleman's club in Orlando.
I have to admit,
you were rubbing drunk. I was single malt scotch. I remember it like it was yesterday.
There's a burlesque reporter or performer that I follow who also does cosplay, and one of her burlesque cosplay is Pee Wee Herman.
Oh Jesus!
and it's really good because I've
Wow.
seen samples of the show, and it's amazing how she can blend sort of the one side and the other so well together, because she looks very, very much like Pee Wee Herman at the start,
Oh,
which is
jeez.
its own kind of thing. Like, definitely, she's very talented in how she puts together.
The other thing that I'm thankful for is a stupid law got overturned, because part of cosplay is sometimes you want to do something out of the ordinary and do a gender bend. How many guys do we know? We know at least one that only plays female characters.
Yes, male too.
I guess one or two, but
He
most
doesn't
is. But
He's an all around married man, all around cosplayer, does it all. And his 44, 45 female characters would be if the law would have stayed in existence.
Well,
because he's in Jacksonville now, he's from around here, 5 miles that way?
Yeah.
Basically, he's from Polk County. And D, we worked with him at Neutral Zone Studios one day.
Zone Studios, Sci-Fi Bar Show.
Yep.
We ran into him at SpaceCon. Or no, I ran into him at SpaceCon.
If you remember the very tall picture of the female in the silver bodysuit and the weapon on our transporter, that's D.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw her, I was like, I need pictures now.
He's a retired submariner.
Yeah. But the other thing is that messes with traditions in military, where you got tensions going on, especially during war, and people would be at a house in an area that had been evacuated, and there'd be a dress, and one of the guys would go on, throw it out, and come out to entertain the people.
So you think we got fancy? Hell, we used a sheet, a rug, a carpet. Didn't matter what the hell it was.
But what people
got to break it.
What people don't understand is those were things that this country had for years. And I'm a theater person. I remember in the 1400s when it was illegal for women to be in theater, so the men played all the parts. So I looked at it as if you don't really. Did y'all forget to study your textbooks back in school? Because
I'm not doing either part of Romeo and Juliet.
did they have textbooks?
No.
oh, Romeo, where art thou, Romeo?
Yeah, that would be something.
Let's face it. In Shakespeare's time, it was a lot of boys playing the favorites.
Yes.
Teenagers.
However,
this is a point of historical reference.
There's a classic movie. I think if I mention the title, you'll all know it immediately. Some Like It Hot.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but
What was the movie with Robin Williams? They played that he played the gay guy.
Birdcage.
Oh, South Beach.
I loved that movie when I was a kid.
It was funny as hell.
That was the Birdcage was basically his business was a club, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where he did burlesque shows and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But just like any of us with our talents, sometimes we want to give back to the community. And one of the things is if you're in theater or do something theatrical, you want to get people into reading because that's where you start that love of drama and stuff like that. So you go to a library in It's not a burlesque costume. It's a. They look like a woman, and
Right.
you read to people, and they're going, "Oh, these people are this," and it's like, "No, you're that."
You
And
mean
it's
drag
been proven. Since that law went into effect, they've been keeping count in the United States. This many cross-dressers have been on the list. There's been at least 40 or 50 politicians.
Well, no, never
Uh-oh.
mind.
Imagine if they're counting praise.
So,
Whenever I'm starting to feel liberal, that's not a good idea.
so it's one of those things of me knowing these people and talking to them and being part of theater with them. No,
No reason to yell. Mike's right there.
they're no. The stupid law
They fell
go
off
away.
the fucking wall.
Now, here's the other thing. We have multiple venues that make their money off of cross-dressing in Central Florida.
Sure.
And they're family venues.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about the burlesque ones. I'm talking about Hamburger Mary's. And even Disney. Because some of the actors that play the evil stepsisters are not female. Shh.
Do you have Christmas pantomimes in Florida?
Huh?
Do you have Christmas pantomimes in Florida?
I don't know.
I haven't seen any, but I've seen
Okay,
them.
so maybe it's a like English/Canadian thing, but generally, if you go to a pantomime, the cast will be 100% switched
Nice.
This
for the
completely
most
switched.
part. Usually, the female lead is still a female,
Yeah.
One of the
generally,
ones.
everyone else will be a man,
One of the
and all
ones
the
I saw,
men will be women.
Richard. One of the ones I saw up in your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
The male lead was humongous, and she did her thing,
Yeah.
and she pulled off the male voice tone, everything. But then you're like, no, this is wrong.
Was this Cats?
Yeah.
That's him and Cats.
I can't believe I picked the right show.
My school was doing a theatrical version.
Hey, I recognize that building.
Yeah.
Well, you probably both have stood in front of it.
Only visiting.
Me staying there for all 4 years.
So when his school was built,
Yeah.
almost all the students went to my school while it was being built. And so the first year they didn't have a JRTC program. So we went over to their school to keep a JRTC program for the students that wanted to be there going until the Marines came my senior year. So I was there a couple times just visiting.
Get your ass out of this building.
You know, Freddy Krueger and drill sergeants have one phrase in common.
Run, bitch, run.
Nope. And they come down the ladder or the stairs, depending on what branch you're in, and they got that metal rail, and they take that knife and they go, and they look at all the recruits and they go, "How sweet, fresh meat." Somebody's going to die. I haven't picked him out yet, but somebody is going to die. Now you know what the senior staff meetings are about every week. None of them have died yet, Sergeant. You cannot randomly just kill somebody. But by the end, somebody does die, so you know.
Die in place, at least.
Hey, at least they're consistent. More importantly, at least I wasn't chosen. Neither was Mark.
Well, you're here.
Yes.
What's that ceremony they still do on naval vessels that they cross the equator?
Everybody in their underwear and get
It's called the
straight down.
They call it,
Festival of Neptune.
absolutely. King Neptune holds his court. I've heard about it.
I was aboard the Kitty Hawk when my first and second time, but there had been a change in pursers. And when they went to ask the purser, was this Marine on this vessel the last time? He said, I have no idea. I can't remember because I didn't have a chance to get my paperwork.
Uh-oh.
The Sparky told the chief of the deck, like 3 minutes before I was supposed to hit the gauntlet, no. He's a shellback.
He's a shellback.
Across the equator.
Oh.
I've crossed the equator 6 times when I was in the military.
Oh, they were going to re-wet you, huh?
Wet is not the word. See, you guys may only have water weenies now, so nobody's feelings get hurt. We had fire hoses. It didn't matter what they could get out of the galley to swing at.
Remember, when I was supposed to go in the military, it wasn't much different.
And then, you get all the way up the ladder and you're just sliming off because of all the grease and axle crap. You get all the way up there, the biggest, fattest chief in the United States Navy is on top of that aircraft carrier, dressed like Neptune, going, "Kiss my baby." Nah, Mark, I don't know shit about it.
Nah, not at all. So you're trying to tell me you almost were a 2-timer?
Yes. Well, they were 3 crossings apart.
Ceremony, holy cow, man! It's
They were
unforgettable.
3 crossings apart.
Wow.
And the junior radioman managed to keep a position, but he was kicked up to senior enlisted radioman. And when he saw me, he was like, no, you can't do that to him. He became a shellback when I did.
Saved by the bell.
And I walked up to him and I said, when we get to Sydney, I'm buying you the biggest steak dinner in the damn nation. And I did.
Really, that could have been a really big steak.
It was
I got
worth it, boy, I'm telling you.
Kind of a
Yeah,
tradition,
what's
I
really
think.
bad about on the Kitty Hawk, the last 2 COs had a habit of taking a fire hose on the flying bridge, and they would point it down, and they'd just blast the shit out of you as you headed for the hatch.
Run.
Oh, you went right across the deck. It didn't matter. They'd already slathered that thing down with oil.
Oh, yeah. Whatever you get out, I've heard about it. Whatever you get out of the galley, good Lord.
Now you know why there's a 45-mile stretch of the equator that the United States Navy makes sure within flight distance there are 2 full aircraft. That way both ceremonies go through before they make it. And they can still maintain flight operations. You civilians think you know it all. I could teach you a thing or 7. I think we need to do mandatory service.
Well, it may actually come back.
I know they're talking about redoing the draft.
I can't do it.
And they already got people saying, okay, we're going to be targeting headed for Canada.
Well, the 40-year-old woman will go. We got pent up anger and aggression.
Just
Give me
get
a
there
weapon.
and draft all Generation X. We have a whole bunch of rage to fucking go through.
Yeah. Basically, the Generation Z were like, yeah, have you met our multiple personalities? None of us would actually be able to get in. And the Generation X women went, me.
And then the very tail end of the boomers like me is like, okay, where do I sign? Oh, screw it. Just give me the weapon. That way you can't say you sent me. That way you can't blame me either.
I always I don't know how it works. I don't know how it works in the States. But in Canada, and to my understanding, this is also true in Britain. Did you become an officer? Hi, you can be reactivated. You already signed your rights away.
In the United States, both officers and enlisted can be activated without warning.
Oh, okay, that's cool. I don't think our enlisted can be, but I know our officers can.
The
However,
fine
the
print
military does
contract.
restrict it to, was it E5 and above?
Well, they'll take
What?
the lower rank too. It depends upon the MOS.
But like, isn't the first round, first draft basically your senior NCOs when they're going? We need people to train these pups that have no clue what they're doing. They're the ones that go, look, Mom, I'm done.
Well, that's like if they reactivate the other battle wagons, they will actually hire the people out of retirement that served on a battle wagon.
Oh yeah.
Well,
At full rate play plus bonuses.
Okay, the only other one now is New Jersey, right?
I think so.
Texas is still
Although
in dry.
they're restoring the Texas dry dock.
She's
She's
got
only
another.
years old.
If I remember correctly, Texas still has at least another 18 months.
Yeah. Well, her 14s still have good gun barrels.
Oh yeah. But remember,
She
Jersey
served-
has 16.
She served in both sides of the world.
In both world wars.
Yes, indeed.
And, that's what we mean when we say they don't make them like they used to.
Yeah. She well, the only reason she went into dry dock is they're literally refurbishing her structure, her lower structure, her hull.
Well,
And,
the center 5 beams, from what I understand, were already suffering from sea rot.
Yeah. These folks are miracle workers.
What I really like, though, is the military Times is keeping track of that. Generally, they won't, because it's a civilian operation. Well, actually, it's a joint operation, but they're claiming civilian.
Let's just say never say never.
Oh yeah,
and we'll leave it at that.
It wasn't until one aircraft carrier was headed into the water at launch that all of a sudden they're like, well, look, we can start taking the Enterprise apart. She sat there for 3 fucking years.
Yeah.
Why? Because we may need that carrier to go kick somebody's ass.
Yeah.
And New Jersey's been sitting up there and they've been doing electrical and non-structural repairs.
Yeah.
And she was in good shape. And those battle wagons are still the only things that are military and of any gusto that can go through the Panama Canal unaided.
Well, they are literally a city unto themselves.
Oh, hell yeah. I got a friend who says they're thinking of taking the other museum ships and completely redoing them as well.
I can think of one that be near the top of the list. It'd probably be the Alabama. He's still in terrific shape.
You know, if they pull Alabama out of supernumerary, they're gonna call back the last crew. Anybody they can find.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, those analog computers never had to be they never had to be updated because they get the job done.
Do you get the Military Times digitally?
They're online now. I go.
You can get it emailed to you. There was an article in there yesterday, and they were talking about how many they have that can be brought back up to speed.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling.
They're actually thinking about doing the old battle birds.
Oh yeah. Well, we've got the ghost fleets, you know.
Yeah.
And I know John and Richard are looking at us like, "Wow, how do these guys know all this stuff?" Well, hey, we don't throw anything.
Go ahead and bring those old.
If it's useful,
They'll run out of gas
doesn't
before they
throw
get to
anything away, but like we run it into the ground first. So
New
it's
Jersey.
usually not something we can put into mothballs and bring out. It's usually we ran it until
Texas.
that's scrap. There is nothing else. I mean,
But-
we are just getting around to replacing the Browning, which has been our sidearm since the Second World War.
right?
The Sea Kings had a lifespan of over 45 years, which is well past the due date of when the company that made them said they would work for.
No, that's the Sea Kings.
We can't rebuild them anymore for you.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. And then,
Are you talking about the 53s?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
What I'm
The Sea Stallions.
The same thing with the Coast Guard. They rebuilt those. They rebuilt their Sikorskis until they couldn't be rebuilt anymore.
It's true. I mean, I think the last F-16s we bought were Ds.
Yeah.
And I think they're at F now.
Yeah,
and we ran a lot of Cs for a lot of time.
Something.
They're there.
Oh yeah.
Like we ran a lot of Cs for a lot of time. Like well over what those frames were rated for.
Remember, guys, America learned how to keep their aircraft maintained during the Second World War by watching the Canadians.
Mm-hmm. Well, before we actually got involved in the war, they to stay neutral, they couldn't fly the planes over the border, so they used tractors and towed them across into Canada. Smart move. It made all the legal people happy. That must have been interesting on a highway.
And then Canadian women flew them to England.
Yeah.
My favorite story about an aircraft carrier, I don't know if it's true or not, but somebody told me that, not an aircraft carrier, a battleship, that when the Utah was finished, when she was finished with her shakedown and commissioned and they were sending her back to the Pacific, they didn't send her around the bottom. They sent her through the Hudson. Scared the hell out of half of both sides. Up there not fishing.
Not an easy trip.
What's going on? Yeah. You see this thing is this
At the best of times, that is not
We'll
easy.
get champ for you.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I
But
know
mean,
that for the Texas, when she was providing covering fire at Normandy, at Omaha, she actually got hit by one of those large caliber German guns in in one of those monster concrete casements, I think, and a
Temper.
normal ship pulled out of line. Instead, she saw where that German gun was and turned all of her batteries on it, and it ceased to exist. It's like,
That was, which ship was it?
Texas.
So the Missouri
USS
was behind it and radioed over. Temper.
yeah. She not only destroyed the gun, she destroyed the casement, and literally it ceased to exist.
She
It
gave
was
the
a
troops
big
a nice staircase to go straight up.
Flatten
with,
them out.
yep, temper. Yep, you got it. Yeah.
That
I went,
reminds
well,
me
there was a one here.
Well, that
Well,
reminds me of the Afghan war where some Afghan sniper hit a Canadian. I'm not positive they killed it, but artillery was in range. That hill in Afghanistan is now 5 meters shorter.
Yep.
Because it was blown the break off. Did we get him? I hope so, because we atomized it.
Fire warning shot.
No,
Warning shots.
in Lebanon, the guy, forward gunner in the forward main battery, there was a laser tag done on a place where they figured some bigwigs were hiding, not realizing that this was also an ammo depot on this mountain.
Oops.
They lased it so the targeting matrix could find it. Turn that fucker on, and they said, "Okay, fire." He fired all 3 barrels, and then the top 1,500 feet of the mountain went up 6,000 or 7,000 feet and came right back down. And
See,
they were like
that volcanic
100 feet
activity.
were gone.
Oops.
Like, he's not there no more.
You go, Sergeant.
I buried somewhere on my computer, not this computer, but the computer I have upstairs. Buried somewhere is a infrared of a Afghan patrol. I think it's an Afghan patrol. It might be an Iraqi patrol, but I don't know. Getting hit by an A-10. They are infantry. It is needless to say a very interesting piece of infrared.
I wouldn't need the infrared to be scared shitless. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So what's the one sound that any infantryman or corpsman or whatever on the ground hears that can either make their day very happy or, oh, fuck, I'm dead.
King of M1.
No.
If it sounds like a fabric tearing, that's the only sense they'll have for it. It's
Push
that
backwards.
quick.
It literally pushes it backwards at greater thrust.
And of course, they
Yep.
they only have 75 seconds of ammo.
Yeah.
It's
Well, when you shoot 60 rounds a second.
Each belt requires a truck.
Flip it.
Each belt requires a truck the size of a Red Bull van to put into this damn thing.
okay. Somebody made a TikTok about what GE makes.
Oh, it's brilliant. I've seen that one. It is absolutely
Those guns are
brilliant.
actually made by General Electric, which also make washing machines.
Yeah. You'd be surprised what General Electric makes. I wouldn't give it.
I learned that a lot.
Oh shit! It was Ryan that made that one. Okay.
General Electric had that beautiful gun, and the Air Force looked at Lockheed and said, "Can you make that fly?" They said you need to help with the parts. So the first thing the military did said, "Well, we're updating all our bathrooms. These clawfoot bathtubs, send them over to the Air Force. Tell them to put because they'll stop a bullet." We want to keep the man on the trigger alive long enough to do something.
It's hilarious. It's so hilarious how big that mechanism behind the barrel is. It's like, it's huge. Like, it's a lot of space.
Yeah. Well, we have this thing called a Spectre. Matter of fact, they fly out of Florida here, out of Hurlburt. You know what I'm talking about, Drew. They have everything from monster gun to a 105 to a Bofors. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
It's not a good day for the bad guys.
Hey, General Electric, what you making there, bud? I like things that spin. Aw, buddy, what spinning things have you made? Oh, like washing machines, and a hydroelectric plant, and jet engines, and then the Gatling guns to put on the jet engines. Oh, my Lord, what does it shoot? Yep. And 65 rounds a second. The little one, right? The little one? No, the big one, and it comes in explosive version. General Electric, what happens to the people? They become a red mist. That's why we have the washing machine. I like things that spin.
They become water balloons.
It became a big man.
Sorry, when I saw that, I thought of you. Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
He has a great video on the
Nothing's
finished.
better than the guy getting onto the radio and screaming back, "I need air support. I need air support. I'm outgunned 6,000 to 1." Then you give them your coordinates, and doesn't matter squadron name, squad leader name, does not matter for the squadron. When they're overhead and coming over your head, if they want to really screw with you, they say, "This is Mother Goose. Who's fucking with my shit?" Then you hear, and like the whole front 6 lines are done.
So I listened to 2 different things. One was a Cobra, one of the first Cobra female pilots.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, they were trying to get into a house, and the house was firing back at the Marines. And they were like, "We need some assistance." And she pops over, "What type of assistance you need?" "We need a door." "How big of a door? Would you like a garage door? Would you like a small entry door? What? And they go, "Garage door would be great on the other side of the building that we're on." "Gotcha. Give me a moment." Wipes out the thing. There was nothing left inside. They walked in, went, "Damn, thank you." And then I was listening to the interview with the first A-10 female over in Iraq and Afghanistan. The one that almost didn't make it back. They came in with the whole plane basically shot up. And just the description of they were in a holding pattern and you couldn't see anything. It was so dusty and overcast. You couldn't see the battlefield until you dropped down and went for your run. And only one direction could you see it. The other direction you couldn't. And her and the leader of her group, they were together that day. He went, "You ready?" She went, "Sure." Went down, did their first sweep, came back up. They were about half ammo and went, "We got to do 2 more runs." Went down the second run, no problem. The third run's when she got shot. And she said they limped that thing back the whole way on, basically she was grabbing a rope to fly it. Because the main, oh, shit.
Right.
Hi, Tim.
Yeah. He's sort of not here.
Well, we'll let him load up, but basically, she made it back on the backup controls, which are basically you're flying by
Tethered cable.
wire, and I'm not talking about the F-16's fly-by-wire controls. You were
It's
actually
all
controlling the whole
cables
thing
and
by, and she was the, if I'm not mistaken, the first female pilot to land a plane that was that badly damaged.
Hello, Kenno.
We see the icon of the wrestling thing.
well, like NASCAR, Colonel.
But like I said, that was one of those interviews that I really enjoyed listening to. Hey, I see the head.
Oh, shut up. I'll be there in a second.
Hands up.
I was half expecting the cat's house.
Well, Benji's not with me here. Pepper is, but she's laying down.
How you doing, Tim?
So you beat up anybody uglier than me lately?
So now, tell me.
First off, there is nobody uglier than you.
I love you too, Tim. I have missed you, brother.
Except going to a show tomorrow, so.
Excellent.
That's funny.
So, Tim, this is our new member, Austin. So, we were telling him.
Run far away.
They've already left a ball and chain,
But who did we pass all our work on to?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
That guy.
when are we going to do this? When are we going to do that?
He doesn't sleep. He lives off of blood. I mean, so.
So, he actually has been doing OCS and all those fun things today.
I passed my first one, or the first class, with a
OCS,
75.
OCC.
Yeah.
OCC.
So, he got the first one done. He's working on getting the rest done. He's already done. He got his second lieutenant for CAG 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
2 weeks ago.
Still need to get the insignia.
I'll think about it. As soon as I can find it.
Or if I can get my stuff.
So Tim, when I first saw Austin on the show, he was broadcasting from his place, and I was like, it's like it looks like Stunning Austin from WCW.
No, Steve didn't have that good of hair.
But he needs black and silver too.
Yeah,
True.
black and silver, painted black and silver.
He was blonde though.
That
So.
one?
No.
Ish.
Well, I did. Didn't matter. Austin didn't get it, so I had to explain it.
Oh, we need the fleet service one. Well, for now, you can put.
Wait. Austin doesn't know anything about wrestling?
I didn't
No, I
say
know
that. I said he didn't
I know
get
about
my
wrestling. The thing is,
Man.
my mom actually named me after Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know.
And we explained that on the Steve Austin doll, if you put glasses, it looked just like you.
Yeah.
And we said that if you take the glasses off and you put the Starfleet uniform, it looks like Steve. Only there's not enough gray hairs. But After Dark is coming back, Tim.
Yeah, I know. I saw Parmley stuff on it.
Time for that.
Just when you thought it was safe.
No, I never thought it was safe.
I never thought it was safe. And you notice all this stuff is happening when I'm now going back to work now. So,
So you're starting your work now?
yeah.
I saw you got a new vehicle.
Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. So,
Knock on wood quickly.
I don't have any wood here. Knock on
You
your head
can't
first.
reach and hit your head.
what was it? 2 cars in a row that got like creamed.
November and October.
Could have been that frozen stuff.
No, the
More
first
like
one was
the
my fault. The
driver-
second one, guy rear-ended me, wasn't paying attention. I was stopped at a stoplight. So
How dare you?
Are you sure you're not in Florida?
you should see St. Louis is a lot worse in this area. So
Oh god.
Well, we get the people that don't know how to drive in the snow and they come down here and freak out from drizzling rain.
Yes.
Oh,
it could be
no,
worse. You could be. Hey, at least we're not from Canada.
We gotta print these.
Woo.
Ouch. If I get my stuff running, would I be able to print it?
But
On the tag, okay.
everything's on the CAG website
I need,
if it's up.
if you're able to, just send me the.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got
I
quiet.
know.
Yeah.
No, you got quiet is what I'm saying.
So
Well, what? Because what you're gonna say we can't drive in the wintertime?
No, I just say blame Canada. You know, there's even a song called about that though. So.
Yeah, from
Canada is not bloody.
somebody said the volcano is going to destroy Iceland.
Which one?
The one that's erupting right now.
Excuse me. Iceland regularly tames lava with seawater. They'll be fine. They have been dealing with it for like 1,200 years. They'll be
Wait a minute. Isn't Iceland the one that's green and Greenland the one that has ice?
Right.
That's the
one.
argument.
Oh, this is yours. Never mind. I was wondering why I wasn't seeing it. Never mind.
It's time.
I'm like, I don't remember messaging a Tyler. And
I am setting up interviews.
Guys, I forgot that on the Streamyard setup, it's logged into his account for Facebook. On the Edge one, I have mine, so I could use it. I'm getting notifications from his going, when did I send a message to a Tyler?
From Avalon Productions. I've been talking.
I was going to say, I'm guessing you all are, production is still the same as usual. The right hand doesn't know what the left hand's do.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
No, it's just that we have to share the computer. This computer is my backup machine, but it's also the studio machine.
And we got another one somewhere around here. But
so you guys in After Dark were the ones that got me and my wrestling buddies and everything with the podcast for our podcast on the Streamyard. Look into Restream; it's a lot better.
Restream. Let's see. So you said Restream.
Restream.io, I think it is.
Okay.
It's similar yet different.
That's descriptive.
Apparently, it's cheaper too.
Yeah. So the one upload stream videos up to 1 hour, 2 gigabytes, 4 seats, 10 hours of recording streams. Huh. Now, the one thing that now this does, I don't know if Restream does it, so I'm going to ask you. Can you stream as a guest to your connection?
You can stream. I forgot.
I'm saying I can stream as the host to multiple things, but
Well, no, we're going to at least 3 different Facebook pages, and then Twitch, Kick, Twitter. I'm missing one.
Okay, I'm saying we can do all that. We can send those to pretty much all those. However, you can send it to your YouTube right now.
YouTube also is on it.
I'm saying if you chose to add the stream to your channel, you as
add
the
multiple channels for different companies, like multiple Facebooks, multiple YouTubes and stuff.
That's not what he's asking, Tim. I think he's asking if guests.
Tim, listen.
Audience.
I can stream to multiple channels just like that. But the guests can come in and set it to stream to one of their channels as well.
I don't know. We never had that.
Because if you look in the corner, it says, where the hell is it? Richard, do you have the little marker on the right-hand corner?
Yeah, right-hand side says stream this to your audience.
So as a guest, you can stream up to 6 people, I think it is, can stream to your choice of venue.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask Ruby later on when he gets off of work tonight. Oh, you know what? He may not even be at work yet. Hold on. I forgot it's Friday.
How do you forget? Oh, wait. Yeah. Okay. See, I was at work today, so I knew it was Friday.
I got off at work at 7 and left that place as fast as I could.
Yeah, I did it at like 3:50, but yeah.
The managers that are on Wednesday and Thursday night are idiots. So I really hate working with them. We went and looked at a pallet that was in the freezer, and it was a little bit over my shoulders. This guy goes, "It wasn't that high."
Well, you are short, though. I mean, you know.
I'm 5'11".
Still short.
Okay, don't make me kneecap you. Don't make me pull a Rey Mysterio.
I'll find out from him. That might be something that's new, actually. So I don't know.
Yeah, these are.
I think Ray is my height, though.
Yeah, so they've added some stuff to this that wasn't here before. Like, I can actually open a second camera now from the same computer. Well, here you go.
Huh.
So it added that. They added the ability to broadcast to outside people. It added a feature that if I was recording and not broadcasting, you can upload the video file to the stream or the video audio file so that if one of us had a bad connection, it would be a smoother recording at the end. So they added those things recently. But like I said, we don't use everything. And that's up to Drew which one he wants to do. But Restream works similar to Streamyard then?
Yeah. Hold on a second. Let me look. Let me hop on over there real quick and look at it.
And look who the morose looking that showed up. What's up, Steve?
Does anybody have any tasers we can use on him?
Hello, Steven.
Hey,
His
Steve.
new wife is a chaplain's assistant, so she can throw holy water on him.
I just want to shock them. I don't want to like melt them. I mean,
Oh, please. It's not like Steve's a
Let him
team.
drip it.
Or
So,
a
like I said a couple times, Steve is starting up his After Dark
Constellation After Dark.
and I don't know. I know he's at. I sent the link just in case you can, but I know you said you had maneuvers this weekend.
Steven, I want you to know we got our guy working on an intro. As soon as it's done, I will send it to you for your approval. For Constellation After Dark.
But don't know exact details. Steve is going to be producing out. I know he wants to do it at least once a week. He's wanting to do some watch parties, possibly on like Saturday night.
Who we watching?
him get shocked if I could find a taser.
What's the old women?
Oh, shut up.
No,
Granny's Renault.
no,
Golden Girls.
BR.
Golden Girls.
Golden Girls.
One weekend will be the Golden Girls with his wife because she's a Golden Girls fan.
Cool.
But
We'll bring her into the fold. We'll ruin her.
like I said, he wants to do. It's going to be similar to ours, where it's all sci-fi. Whoa, there he is.
2 weeks so I can die and have a little curry with me.
That'd be
What's
good.
up?
What's up, everybody?
So
Hey, Steve.
it's going to be an all sci-fi show. The Connie is supporting it completely, and any proceeds from iHeartRadio or whatever podcast proceeds is going to be going to the women's shelter. You said domestic
So
violence.
what we're doing is we will be having a cafe press site. You'll be able to order shirts, mugs, pretty much anything. And 100% of the proceeds will be going to the Merriman House there in Paducah. It is a domestic violence shelter for women, and they have females and children that come from 5 states to this facility. It sits on about 5 acres, barbed wire fence, security. I mean, it is like a military base. So they all don't, and it's 100% ran by donations.
That's awesome.
That sounds good.
So everything we sell will be going to that.
So on top of that, Jorge, Steve, we talked about that.
Yeah.
We might have some Ike jackets becoming available.
Ooh.
And the Connie will be one of the vessels that I'm going to put in the logos for.
Sweet.
So
I thought you would appreciate it.
basically,
Yes,
you saw our T-shirts from the beginning and the hats we had.
Yeah.
Basically, we're going to be setting it up so that anybody can order directly from them, and the shipping is wherever you are. Unfortunately, international shipping is a pain in the. But you know the quality because anybody that ordered the patches from
The vinyl patches.
the vinyl patches from After Dark, the 2 what were they called again?
One was Starfleet.
They were both Starfleet.
Yeah.
Yeah, the competitions.
The 2 competition patches. Same company's making them. Basically, we won't have to worrying about the shipping. The site will be set up as a store, just like you're saying, so that you go in, put who you are, what you want, and it ships directly to you.
Sweet.
When I get the store finished and the link done, I'll be sending a link to the Connie as well as the other chapters here. Because we've all been working together, so we might as well share the joy.
There you go.
But the guy told Drew about a month ago that he found a Nike jacket, so they're working on a prototype of
Actually, I
that.
found it a week ago. He found it. a standard Ike jacket. It's a standard medium weight Ike jacket. So
Okay.
it's resistant, waterproof, and lightweight. So
Sweet.
you're not going to sweat to death, but you're still going to be able to do it.
All right. I like that.
And it will have on one sleeve, it'll have the Starfleet. On the other sleeve, it will be your ship.
The Starfleet coin. Basically, just as an iron-on, though. So they're not going to wear out. They're not going to wear down.
Uh-huh.
Because he does vinyl, high heat, pushes them
Yeah.
through. And so we'll have those. And anybody who wants to add, get me a vectored copy of your ship's logo. That way I can throw it into the mix.
So this isn't the actual jacket, but just to show the people that don't know what they are,
What a night jacket is.
what a night jacket looks like.
That's a night.
Yeah.
Now, it's not going to be that color.
No, it'll be black.
Plan for a black jacket. Look really nice as like the Starfleet Marines.
Leisure dress. Leisure uniform.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
I wanted to come on here and say hello to everybody. Unfortunately, I've got to be up at 04:30 tomorrow. We have a disaster exercise. We're going to be working with the Tennessee National Guard and the Tennessee Emergency Management Agency, and so it's going to be a big day for us tomorrow. But I want to at least stop by on my way to bed, say hi,
Hey,
good
Steve,
to see everybody.
Steve,
Yep.
Steve, if anybody knows about disasters, it's you. You caused a lot of them.
Yeah, I know, but I also fixed those disasters too when I came into office. You guys have a
So,
great night.
No comment.
Tim wants to hold up a sign to your new wife.
Why?
Tase him.
No,
Praise 'em.
no.
You guys have a good night.
Have a good night,
Steve.
Steve.
Take
Stay
care.
safe. Hey, you got to bring that joke.
I know.
I forgot about that joke too.
I don't know how you forgot about that joke.
Good God.
We
Steve.
did it.
Tim had
Yeah.
3 cards. He had Tase him, Drew for CS, and what was the other card?
I had a crap load of it.
He had a 4-inch stack
Tim
of
had a
cards.
shitload. I had a
But those were the 3 that he always did.
Well, that's
Talk
because
about
he, Steve, and I were the 3 that were
first,
always
second
there.
term.
So
First turn was another one.
we went back. I looked up the After Darks. And After Dark 53 was 4 different shows.
Yeah. 53, 53, and 53.
And I'm going to say sometime in that time period was when Russell passed away. So from 53 to 84, and the last one that we were pretty much, one of us was on there almost every week.
Yeah.
Helping, and then we took over. So in almost a year and a half of time, we did 37 shows.
Yeah.
And originally Steve wanted to do them every week, then it dropped to once every 2 weeks. And
So
so
you see, Vampire, Tim, myself, Russell,
yeah.
from the second show on, we were always there.
It was a little bit later for me on that.
At one point,
Yeah, you were about 20 something or 30 something.
Tim and I made Steve shut off his camera at least like 20 times during that show.
Well, I'm just going to say he did get tased once or twice.
Well, 3 or 4 times.
Never happened.
Bullshit.
Yeah,
He never got tased on the air. Trust me. I would
Yes,
know.
he turned off the camera fast enough.
Pretty.
And then complained about his leg tingling. the rest
Because
of the show.
remember, he shut off the camera and went, no, ow, ow.
Because he was faking it like he says people in my business do. So
Uh-huh.
He never admitted to it.
Oh, whatever. I mean, does it matter if he was actually tased?
Yes, it
Yeah.
would be really fun to watch him get tased.
yeah.
Yes.
There is a method to our madness, Richard.
Wait a minute. He did get tased at the
I
Richard
remember-
Reed.
I'm
So-
pretty. I unlike Tim, do believe that we did watch him one time get shocked with a. If it wasn't a taser per se, it was a stun gun.
It was Region 3.
After the awards, they auctioned off tasing him and
Jeremy.
Ooh.
And
Oh, I paid money to tase Jeremy.
And they filmed
Hey,
they
Steve,
filmed it
too.
and sent it out.
wait, are we taking donations for that? I'm broke, but I'll donate
He'll donate every penny I have.
because
Both of them.
I
because
love the whole. Not last CS before that. We did a. I can't remember if it was an After Dark or one of these. And then we, at the time, so Jeremy came on, and Dave Nottage came on before he was
and
CS.
Ryan.
That was after
And
dark.
Ryan, and we were all bidding on various things.
You and
And
Ryan were
Me
bidding
and
on the
Dave
same
were running up the price on the batleth that
Yes.
Jeremy wanted. And that I almost ended up with, and I was like, where the freak am I getting the money?
Just cut out the middle
They
there.
forcefully outbid me. And then
Who was
gave it
bidding
to
against
Jeremy
Ryan
after
on the
it was great.
this
David.
was it David? I thought it was somebody else. Somebody else on the show was voting for the same thing
Ryan was going to get it for David. David was going to get it for David. And then one person jumped in and hit it like 9 times. He raised the price like you wouldn't believe. And then said, now it's worth it when you let it go. And Ryan got it before David. So
and David ended up buying the batleth and giving it to Jeremy.
Yeah.
Just because Jeremy was so pissed. He said, I'm gonna get this batleth no matter what.
Yeah.
he was so angry he was talking. He wasn't slurring.
And Ryan and David were just giggling like schoolgirls the whole time while click, 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 click.
But I was running on the batleth too. So like, so it was moving really fast with like 4 of us bidding.
I hit it 3 times.
I think in
We
that
just drove it
show,
up and up and up and up.
it went from $100 to $700 in that one show.
Yeah, it went up. It went up a
You know
certain
what?
amount for the amount of
The
stuff.
Academy
that we
benefited
played.
It wasn't the Academy,
The
it was the scholarship fund.
The
And
scholarship.
we were just bumping it by 5s too, right?
Yeah.
We were not bumping it huge amounts. We were literally just going $5 more, $5 more.
Well, remember, we also advertised in our downtime. We advertised all of the auctions, and the amount that went up when we were doing that, I was like, I didn't think many people were watching the B feed until I looked at the auctions and went,
Holy snappers.
that was $5 like 5 minutes ago. Why is it $30? This year we did.
That
do that.
car badge went for like 60. It went.
I
from
think
like
that's the one that
60
Ryan was trying to get.
Yeah, I think Ryan or Dave. Someone was pushing it, and they pushed it over 40, and I was like, over. Like,
Yeah.
We did that with a few things.
Yeah, we did.
Over the years, we've done it with a few things. When it was my second show that I did the plaque. Stephen mentioned how low the scholarship fund was. And I said, and I showed him a plaque that I had made for another chapter, and I said, "Hey, I'll make you one if you give $40 to the fund, and then get me your information."
Oh, that's nice.
I will never do anything like that again.
I like
I had
that,
more
Mark.
DMs the next morning. So, yeah, it was crazy.
You all right, Mark?
Yes,
Your
I
phone
was
keeps
just
taking a trip.
no, I was just trying to show Richard my vest.
Yeah, it's a nice vest.
Well, my Rangers vest.
Wait,
I do
thought
hold a
Jordan
commission, you know.
I thought Josiah was at home. Cool.
That's very nice.
Yep.
On that note, I need to get going. I got some more stuff to do before I got to go to bed to get up for the travel down to the show tomorrow. So,
Oh boy.
All right. Nice seeing you, Tim.
So, Tim,
It's
what
really good to see you.
are you going back to delivering?
yeah, that's what I've been doing right now. Amazon, and then I'll be doing Uber again once I get the plate done.
Mm.
And with that, you could probably, if you got a Walmart, do the Walmart Plus deliveries too.
So what do you?
I don't
charge
want to. I'm just doing
there?
for Uber. I'm doing the like passengers. For Amazon, I'm just doing Amazon deliveries.
Oh,
It's the same thing.
There's you an in. Call Tim when you need an Uber, Mark.
I
No,
think
that's
that's going to be a long
I
drive.
think that's,
Really costly.
He's way up north, but he could probably help you get somebody close by. He's a good
no,
guy.
that's what
Don't let him fool you.
That's not a problem.
He tries to get everybody to
See you
believe he's
later.
mean, but he's not.
See you, Tim.
you say
Take care, sir.
He's been there for me a few times. Tim's a good.
Yeah, he gave me the impression of being really good people. Just in case if you wanted to know, actually, I got my commission through our late friend Ollie Sandifer. So I do respect the 7th. Let's see if I can get that down. There it is. So, yeah, if you ask me what I'm thankful for, I'm thankful for all my good friends here, present company included.
Well, that's a good thing
Just
to be
knowing I'm
thankful.
going on and being of use.
I am thankful for that as well.
Yeah. I like the Templar cross over your right shoulder, Mark. Ouch. So what all does anybody have in the planning works?
The 2nd and the 3rd of December, there's a geeky Christmas market that Chinook is going to go to here in Calgary. It's actually it's like less than 3 kilometers from my house. Actually, the
Geez, ain't you lucky?
community center. So it'll
That's
be
close enough. You can ride a bicycle.
It's true. If I was interested in a bicycle and if I had a bicycle,
Skateboard.
that's true. But we'll see.
You know, they make these great bicycles that are electronic, do like 25 miles per hour.
Yeah, that's true. That's the thing. It's been considered, but we'll see. I'm probably just going to get picked up because I'm probably going to look through some stuff and see if there's anything I can spare to add to the table. So,
Oh no, you never participate, Richard.
yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see Garrett Wang, which was the last event we went to. I was double booked, so I went to the event that I was actually like volunteering stewarding for. And
he's still just Ensign Kim.
well, on our ship, he's an unofficial lieutenant commander.
Ah.
So we did up a certificate for him and gave him put it in a frame and gave it to him at the Gen X Expo or whatever it was called. That was Derek France and James McGuire and Patrick Nickel did the photography, and you probably saw that on a number of the feeds. And because I know it went on a Starfleet feed, and I think it hit the Marine feed as well. And some other places picked it up. It went to a few different Star Trek Facebook groups and that kind of thing. So, of course, we put it on our Instagram as well.
Oh, I decided to look it up. Here's the blast from the past.
Oh yeah.
So this group has been together through a lot of different events.
Oh yeah.
I still haven't found a black wedge.
Oh, there's Ryan.
There he is. Yeah.
But during this whole thing, you see the little captions, people posting all the details, Randy doing that while we were talking about this. And towards the end of the show, we were over almost $2,000 in auctions.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Nope. We did really well. Made people pay through those. Yeah, there's 325. Yeah.
Who's gonna take it home?
Yeah, and that started at like 140 or 150 at the beginning of that show.
Yeah.
Like it was still
the total show we did was because we did all the auxiliaries, so our show ended up lasting 5 hours and 18 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, like we were on for a fair distance. Fair amount.
We did very well.
Randy, David, are you doubting?
We were all pretty good.
So when we left, it was at $340.
Yeah,
but I know it sold for way more than that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we kicked that can fairly down the road though, on our own.
Yeah. And it wasn't just that. Like I said, it wasn't just that particular auction. We bumped up
we kicked
like
a bunch of cans down the road.
We've done 3.
Yeah, we did a few days there.
Yeah.
If you count from the beginning of After Dark till now, After Dark did 3. So yeah, I mean we've done our work.
Yeah, well, I mean we've always been there, trying to put forth the community further. Also, we have a lot of fun during it, but I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, the end of the
goal
day,
has always been the same.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, that's what we're here for, to make it better.
That is the one thing I missed with this year's thing, because it didn't do 2 separate feeds. We couldn't do the, hey, let's check out the auction thing.
Yeah.
See now, had you told me, I would have hopped the auction on and put it on our and said, let's do the auction. Let's get this stuff up. Because I have enough troublemakers here that we could get the numbers up real high.
Well, the thing of it is instead of doing it over a 24-hour period, it got pushed to a 3-day thing.
Hey,
Which, truthfully, it was a little bit less hectic. But
you do that, you take out the fun.
some of the quirks, like when they started broadcasting the ECAB board, and the sound went completely out because didn't realize that if you mute the one stream, it mutes all the streams. Stuff like that, you never know unless you do it. So
because of the controls on the highest level of StreamYard, which is what we have, him and one other person were actually going on their system. So let's turn those mics back on because nobody can hear.
And we found out that it was actually the person that was running the stream's computer. He had muted the main stream to open up the other stream. Because what they were going to do is they were showing it on the Facebook page, the business only, for half, and then doing the stream for half.
Right.
So they didn't want to close out the stream. They just wanted to keep it going. It's like,
no dicky, no laundry. Hello.
But
anyways, so who was a Marine during COVID? Like, who was a Starfleet Marine during COVID?
I was.
Did you get your wonderful notifications on your Starfleet achievement ribbon?
No.
Oh.
Nope.
And I was giving lifts to hospitals and everything else to people around here that were elderly and couldn't do it themselves.
Oh, well, then I'd check with your brigade commanders because I know that they went and processed a whole swack of them, like almost 1,000.
I
looked like.
think I remember you. Because
Like, when I say recently, I mean like in the last 2 to 3 weeks.
No.
Even though it's for COVID.
No, I switched to reserve after that. Because I was running out of time to focus on my veterans.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I can't do both of these. I have to focus on the one that's important.
Yeah, that's
yes,
fair.
These are important, but getting people off the street when A, there's a pandemic, B, the weather is turning cold, C, it's already wet as snot. No. You've got to pick
okay, so
you got to pick the worst of the evils.
I got my anniversary ribbon in November 2022. I got my embassy duty August 13th, 2023. And international service 2023.
Okay. I don't know if it hit. I don't think it's hit database yet, though. That's the problem. I got certificates because I'm a brigade commander, right?
Yeah.
So I know certificates were issued, but I don't know who the brigade commander is. So
we got a Marine commander
somewhere.
We were still listed in Region 1
for the longest time.
It's possible that it went to Region 1 then.
No, it would have gone to Region 2.
Then it should be there. I think they're all done, but I know Region 1 was the most they had to issue. So, if not, maybe in a couple days or a couple.
I hate to be prideful. Well, no, in this case, I'm not. This is usually the core I go for.
Yeah. It's basically it was an order based, like Steve made the order and awarded it, and then it got lost, and they found it recently. Is what I understand.
Oh, so you would have gotten it?
Yeah.
So, because it's basically, remember when we all got Order of Pajem?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same logic.
Came off of that. Yeah.
So
for Starfleet, everyone got the pajam, and
if you were at a service point, it's like the anniversary. If you were in a service point, you got it as long as you hit that service point.
Did you put me in for that one?
Yeah, if I could just get them to issue my valors that are like,
yeah.
Okay.
In April.
Because it finally popped in. Like,
Remember Sci-Fi Bartone?
yeah.
That's when I did it.
I got an award that was almost a year ago popped in.
Now I'm really hoping you get the other one, but I seriously doubt you will.
Yeah.
I had a discussion with a particular member of general staff trying to get an award that I put in like a year ago for my RC. And basically I just said, I'll vouch for it because there was some debate about it. And I was like, I'll vouch for it. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, I know these people personally. I know they're all Marines because of X. So do your thing.
You in for this.
So,
Yeah.
I figured you earned it.
That's why I put you in for the other one that they said time in service. When everybody else with the same time in service are fleet captains are hired now.
yeah, but that's not the point.
Yes, but they didn't go out of their way to piss everybody off.
Okay.
Guilty.
You gave me the Cochrane, I think.
I gave you the Cochrane. That first class Cochrane?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was
First class Cochrane. Then I got
me.
a second class Babel. I think that was for Southwest Florida Con.
Mm-hmm.
I had Fleet Awards actually question me why I sent it to the RC I sent it to. But I said, nope, that was the RC the work was done under.
Yep.
So
I translated all the manuals into Spanish and sent them down to Venezuela. No, I didn't get nothing for that either.
Is that region? Hold on. Is that region even active now? Because last time I looked down there was no ships.
Now my point is, we gave them manuals. I also sent them to Mexico because it was high Spanish, which they can all do anyway.
Yeah.
And I sent it to Spain because at least dialect is close enough they could actually understand it.
yeah, fair enough.
And what did I get for it? Nada.
Well, I mean, that is exactly the argument of why did I have to put in the Cochrane for you?
And
yeah.
five high-ranking officers know I did it, and then I paid for it.
Yeah, and
Very high-ranking.
I'll be perfectly honest about slocking, but I'm trying right now on the Marine side. I'm trying to let them freaking catch up before I start going. All right, here's what's missing.
That's from Steve.
Yeah,
but like I said,
Steve shared a couple pictures.
So.
And that's him and the wife.
What exactly is Steve serving in? The State
Tennessee
Guard?
Militia, I think it's called.
The Tennessee Militia is part of the National Guard.
Okay, just to be clear, like we don't have an Alberta Guard, right? We don't have anything like that. We don't have provincial military forces.
You don't have reserves,
but they're feds.
huh?
We have reserves, but they are not. They are Army or Air Force or Navy. They do not belong to another chain of command.
Okay, so in the U.S., you have the Army, Air Force, Marines, and then Navy.
And Coast Guard reserves.
And then you have the Coast Guard. Then you have all of those in reserves. Then depending on where in the country.
And the Army
has it in almost every state.
The Army and the Coast Guard both have auxiliary units. One's called the Army National Guard. And the other one, I can't remember what the Coast Guard just calls them the Coast Guard River Auxiliary. Because they do all the internal waters. And then you've got the Air Force, which has the Air National Guard. Then you've got the Marine Corps, who only has their reserves. And the Navy only has its reserves.
Yeah.
Except Special Forces, because they can be hooked to any of them suckers in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And PJs that are listed as reserves are active.
In
There's
Canada,
another DJ in the Air Force that is not active.
Yeah, I worked with
Lie
one.
to them on occasion.
I worked with a manager when I was working at AOL, and he was a PJ, and he would work at the call center, and then go work all night long training for the PJs.
Yeah.
our
That's
reserves are reserves in direct chain of command.
So the reason why there's the National Guard and not so the reserves in the military technically cannot.
You cannot use weapons within the territory of the United States
Right.
or its protectorates.
However, the National Guards, because it comes under state rule, can. Now, if they activate the state reserves for military, they fall then under the branch wherever they are.
Yeah,
United.
we skipped that thing of not letting federal armed forces not use guns in Canada. We just sat there and said, that's garbage, and didn't do it.
No. Our Constitution was set up that way so to eliminate the temptation of sending the military out and kill your mom if she doesn't want me to be king.
Yeah.
That's why it was set up that way.
Yeah, no, I understand that, and I have the same opinion as several comedians who all have a variant on this joke of, turn over the Constitution. There is a little fine line that says, hey, feel free to revise this.
Right. The reserve units fall directly under the command of whatever branch it is. Army Reserve, Force Marine, Reserve, Coast Guard. When it becomes A, auxiliary, B, Air National Guard, or Army National Guard, they come under the state in which territory the center is at.
Okay.
It can be loaned, like, let's say they're in Kentucky and they need somebody down in the Mississippi, down by Missouri or New Orleans. They can ship their people down there, but they answer to a state government. They do not answer to the federal government.
Okay.
Yeah, and understand that part of the reason that Canada works the way it does is that we are a federalized system, not a statist system.
Oh yeah.
So in our thing, the basic summary is if a power is not defined as I understand this, in the United States, if there is a thing that needs governance because it's basically been invented, then it goes to the states, unless the states give it to the feds. Whereas in Canada, it goes to the feds unless the feds decide to give it to the provinces, which as of late has been, no, we're not doing that anymore because the provinces are too big for the britches to begin with. But I mean, yeah, that's the thing. We have a federal system where the provinces derive power from the federal system. Government, not the way you have it, where the federal government derives power from the state agreement to be federal.
Yeah. So I'm gonna bring up something on the Facebook group. There's awards that the site gives. Can y'all start posting some stuff of funny stuff or pictures or whatever, so I lose that top contributor icon on mine?
Actually, that's the thing we're doing. This Sunday is our end of year meeting for the Chinook, and
Yeah.
we are giving away ship awards.
This Sunday? What time this Sunday?
Well, what time is Sunday? I think it's 7:30
AM?
p.m.
Damn it.
My time. My time.
I was going to say, if I wasn't getting ready for work, I would offer to log in and you could broadcast your stuff through our site. That way you have records of it.
That's fair. That's fair.
I don't volunteer other people.
Yeah, that's fine. I appreciate it. I mean, theoretically, the majority of it will be on, like, people in person because we're a trip like that. So,
but stuff like that would be cool to post so that you could always post that on members only. That way, people can watch what's going on in your area.
It's true. It is true.
Because you're
we'll see, because of the fact that it is a meeting, so there's items before the awards, but so
hey, this is how you run a meeting.
Well, yeah, it's just there might be a little contentious because the item was not. It's an argument about having SOPs or not, and originally it was supposed to be voting on the actual written SOPs, and then it became a thing of people were like, "Oh, we don't want to have SOPs," and now I have to discuss with them and say, "Hey, this is what we need these things for."
Hey, Donna. It's Donna.
Hello, I'm awake.
Hello, stranger.
So as I said, Donna, if you would like to post on our broadcast group, please do, and take this top contributor away from me. However, lately I have been posting stuff like Temu reviews and stuff, which I was pleasantly surprised about that Akira. That was something I didn't expect to turn out that good.
Actually,
for a $10
Donna
Lego set.
Yeah. Probably Donna would remember, or possibly remember, when I was discussing the fact that because our ship is issuing ribbons of what order they would go in the precedence. Like, I'm just going to put them in the back. Is that all right with everybody?
What?
Ooh, putting me on the spot, are we?
Just put them in the back.
You?
Nope.
Put me on the spot?
Oh, the rest of these fine gentlemen that I am not will attest to the fact that I am the rebel rouser.
So are they the ribbons? Are they the ribbons? Are they the basic Star Trek ribbons then? Or Starfleet ribbons? No. Or are they ones you created?
So they're ribbons out of the general, like, there's a general non-declared stuff on Vanguard Industries. There's a series of ribbons. We're using red and blue. I will gladly post these to the group thing, the document, because there's an actual document for it. And you may review them. But when we were talking about precedents, just putting them last, like everything else, right? So, like, just like if you were an American soldier and the Kuwaitis gave you a ribbon or gave you a medal for liberating Kuwait, you put that at the end of the rack in the lowest precedent.
Not necessarily.
Well, I mean, that happens to be what the Canadian precedent for the Saudi Arabian and Kuwaiti medals from Desert Storm are. But it was an easy answer.
I remember the last time I got my
I know when
I have some decent ribbons for my ribbon use, but I haven't done it for about a year.
I got.
remember which order they
I
came.
have my salad ready for that event, but I can't show you the salad because it has awards that I haven't technically been awarded. Because I put it all together
Yeah,
to
so-
be a better.
So one of the things I think that was happening before, not that you guys were talking about this, but
Never
back
know.
when the quartermaster was like checking your database for what award you were allowed to actually buy and giving you money back if you gave them stuff that didn't. And now you can buy it. So it's kind of concerning a little bit because some awards you can't just, like, if you buy it, you can't just use it unless it's set, right?
Here's you an example of the ribbons that he's talking about.
Yep. So I've been in more than one
That winner didn't have
organization,
the top
and
right?
in 2003 I had
'Cause it's
a
actually
4-rack
military issue.
cross.
The DR is an actual military.
I've got 6 and 1 now.
Ooh.
I had one ribbon that if I had actually made it into the military, would have went on my military uniform from JRTC. And that was the Daughters of the American Revolution.
Really?
Whatever precedent that would be.
Really funky things. Yeah.
Have you ever been to DC to go to the DAR building?
No.
It's pretty
But-
sweet. It's really
The history of it was, what's funny
I
is
can't go in there.
my mom was the first JRTC female for Winter Haven to graduate. She graduated as a captain, cadet captain, just like I did. And we both got graduated with the DARs. But what's funny was she got a better award than I got during my high school because she was the female staff person for all the camp outs and all that stuff. She got the presidential volunteer award.
Yeah,
Huh?
I got that in high school. I got it in middle school.
None of
Drew just has to. Yes, but when you were in middle school, Drew, the revolution was still on.
No, Vietnam was still
That's
being
horrible.
When I was born, Vietnam was only a year old in actuality. No, they didn't start that war in '68, like they said.
No.
Back it up a little bit. 60. No, they started it in 1957. So I was born when it was a year old.
Yeah. It's like the Pacific War. It started in 37.
Yes. We killed them, doctor. Yeah. We would dig them up, fresh bodies. And then you can cut the skin and peel it off.
That sounds like a Geneva speech.
Oh, is it gonna
No,
actually?
It's not a war crime the first time.
That's Marines without an officer present.
Well, somebody has to care about the convention.
So you missed it. We found our supplier that made the patches last year or the year before, Donna. The 2 contest patches.
They made these contact things.
Yes,
Different supplier.
I remember that.
That supplier is now setting us up an Ike jacket. The World War II style Ike jackets.
I'm gonna need one of those.
Yeah. Well, I need one of those.
But
Hey,
here's
Sean,
the
are they
thing.
going to make it in our size?
Any chapter
Up to
Donna,
5X.
Donna,
Go.
Yeah.
send me a vectored copy of your logo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Your little emblem there. And what I will do is I will put that on the list that you can purchase and just have them shipped directly to you.
That'd be
Drew,
sweet.
He's got
Thank you.
up to 6X. I couldn't believe it.
That is so
Okay.
Wow. That is very awesome. So
But
We'll
again,
also
when
have t-shirts and some other things.
I did something really bad in high school. You know what I did?
What'd you do?
Well, I borrowed my dad's dress uniform for a day, and I wore it to school.
Whoa. Which unit? Which military group was it from?
Oh, it
Was he
was
Marines
actually
or
his
Army?
dress blacks. Air Force.
It's what? Oh,
It's his Air Force uniform. Yeah, it's dress blacks. It's nice. Cummerbund and
so it looked
I had his
like that.
cummerbund on. I was like 13 years old. I was just I fit his uniform perfectly. It was great. A little short. Like I was short, but
So the mess.
yeah, and that was the day that people came. Like they had all the recruiters there, and they're like, "Oh, look at you!" I went, "Hi." Oh, it was bad. It was a bad kid.
I don't think I ever wore anything. I mean, I had a bad habit of absconding with jackets without flashes. I wore a lot of RCMP gear without flashes. for a lot of.
I remember when a flak jacket weighed almost as much as your weapon.
So.
Which weapon?
No. Saw.
Oh, the light one.
11.8 pounds.
Yeah, let me hand you back
It's
the
just a
M1
coat.
Grand.
It's just a coat. Had
I feel
somebody
so
who
weird without my behind me.
your flag's missing. She's got
So,
Mickey Wall.
What happened to your wall?
My wall is being shipped to Indiana for the weekend for next week. So there are three chapters in Indiana that are going to be using it. Actually, might be 4. They're using it at Starbase Indy, and they're going to be using it to put up at their prop. You've got they're doing props. There's a guy named Kelly McDermott, and he is from North Carolina in one of our chapters there. And he is driving from North Carolina all the way up through past me over to Indiana, and he is going to be there for the entirety of the Thanksgiving weekend. And they're going to be using them. They're going to put my flags at the desk over there for the weekend because they don't have any. They don't have one of the black flags over there yet. So they're borrowing both of my flags. So hopefully I'll get the flags back in a week and a half, 2 weeks.
That's 11.1 right now.
Yeah. We are about at that 2-hour mark. But like I said, on top of the Ike jacket, there will be the availability of shirts, hats, and I believe if you ask nicely, then we might be able to get the new logo vectored. But the old logo is available to make into tablecloths. They send you the logo as an iron-on, and you can turn it into a tablecloth. Hold on. Let me see if I can find that picture real quick.
Oh, I realized something interesting about next year. The Marine Corps birthday is actually on either a Friday or a Saturday next year. For the
Well,
US
the Marine Corps birthday was a Friday this year.
Yeah.
So I think it's Saturday. Well, next year's leap year, so I think.
No, it'll be Sunday then. Because it's the 10th of November, isn't it?
I don't know. I thought it was weird.
November 10th.
Yeah, I thought it was the 11th. Is it the 10th? Yeah, it is the 10th.
So
Check my
It'll be
calendar.
Sunday then next year.
this is one of the iron-ons available through that company.
It's on the tablecloth, sir.
Ah,
Donna.
it is. It's on a Sunday.
It's 3.5 feet long.
Wow. Those are nice.
Nice. Nice,
There's
nice,
two of them on
nice.
that cloth, and it's an 8-foot tablecloth.
You know, he made the 8-foot tablecloth, and guess what we don't use all the time?
The
8-foot table.
Well, we have a 6-foot table, and we do use that one. We made one for it as well. I just wanted to make sure we had the best we could get.
That's fair.
That's
I'm
awesome.
horrible at that.
Okay, well, I was going to wrap it up, and the vampire said it's time for him to fall back asleep. It is like 3 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
4 o'clock maybe.
Hey, what? I mean, we watched. I watched one time just after dark finished. I watched the sunrise in Ireland one time.
Wait a minute. There was one time you watched the sunrise in your place. The one time.
Yeah, well, I mean,
It was 5 o'clock in the morning when I went to bed, and you were still talking to somebody.
Yeah, it's true. I've done that. Been guilty.
Yeah. After Dark was a 2-hour show that we had a 4-hour After Dark.
During After Dark, I think it was like the second week, maybe the third week that Richard was on. He and I talked from after the show at 12:45 until 5:15 his time.
Yeah. There
And then
was,
we realized how late it was.
Okay. Fortunately, I didn't have to go anywhere the next day, so it was like, I'll just sleep in and it'll be fine. But yeah, there have been several of those with different people, Drew, where I have done, not gone to bed till 3 or 4 or 5 in the morning.
Right.
So the wrap up is
just as guilty. So.
Be on the lookout. The camp is going to open up a store so that people can buy their merchandise they like. We know that it's quality because we tested it for 2 years.
And it will have space for you to put your own chapter on. But I procured them at a discount for SFI.
So,
That might be a better
After
picture
Dark
now.
is coming back. It will be called the USS Connie After Dark. And there will be 2 iterations of it. It will be the watch party and the normal let's talk about sci-fi and BS. He also mentioned that they're working on doing a podcast on, I think, iHeartRadio as well.
Mm-hmm.
And all proceeds from anything they earn from their store that they're going to set up and also from the other, they're going to donate it to a women's abuse shelter.
That's great.
So some positive stuff going on. In the U.S., it's the weekend before Thanksgiving. So if you celebrate, enjoy your Thanksgiving with your family, I'm hoping. If you're alone, know that some of us are with you, buddies.
Yep.
If you need to talk, make a post on the board. Say, hey, I need to talk. We don't want anybody to feel alone in this time period. So there's somebody awake in this chapter.
24 hours a day.
Yeah.
We have some insomniacs.
So, like I said, we are not. We don't want any more what is it called? 22 a day.
Yeah.
22 veterans a day.
We don't want
Veterans
any. So whether you're a veteran or not, Star Trek believes in everybody diversity completely, infinite diversity and infinite combinations. If you have a problem you need to talk about, let us know, because you never know. There's somebody that's willing to listen.
Yes.
That's true.
So holidays are the hardest time of the year, and one way or the other, there's going to be somebody there. We've set up the broadcast page to be open to anybody, but if you need to talk, just put, hey, I need somebody to talk to, and we will message you. That way you don't have to put any details, whatever. Just
One of us lunatics will jump back and talk to you.
I need to talk. So until next time, Austin, Drew, and Sean, Richard, Donna, and Mark, live long and prosper. And where is my cursor? New TV. Live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper.
Live